welcome everybody to another World of Tanks subscriber replay. My name is Maxwell and today's first replay is from the user Dino95. That is Dino95 and he's driving the IS-3 on an encounter battle on Winter Himmelsdorf. Now Dino95 breaking with tradition here and not heading straight up the hill like most people do on an encounter. You tend to find that because they spawn on the hill, a lot of people decide, well, we're already here, might as well drive up here anyway, and then you normally get the quick tanks, some mediums or light tanks heading towards the cap circle here. But Dino deciding to go all the way up the banana road, which is where the heavy tanks normally elect to go when this is a standard battle. Normally though on encounter mode, they all tend to head up that hill. You can see straight away there that a good contingent of tank destroyers and heavy tanks already made their way over to the cap circle. Dino spots out an E2 Sherman here, letting his reticule close in. Unfortunately, that one just didn't penetrate. It looks like it may have taken his track off. But that one just failing to go through the armor of the E2 Sherman there, which is very, very unusual. E2 returns fire and starts to back off. Unfortunately for him, he's just way too late. Dino does finally manage to get a shot through his front armor, doing 401 damage there. Then decides to come along the straight road here. Spots out an AC-48, which has clearly been waiting for him. Jinks to the left to try and throw off his aim. Then hops himself back out. He's in a great hold down position here. So that AC has no choice but to fire at the T-3485 that was behind him there, because there's not really much chance of this AC penetrating the turret armor of an IS-3. Dino knows that he's hiding there and going to be there for some time, so decides to advance down upon him. AC pops himself back out. Dino elects not to fire on the move here, going to wait, close the distance a little more and try and guarantee the damaging shot. Going to try and sneak one through the rubble here. Unfortunately, that one just not quite making it through. Now he's going to have to back off. Unfortunately, he hasn't got any support, but AC electing to fire up onto the hill instead. Dino going to pop himself back out. The SU-100Y is presenting himself a much more favourable target right now, just way out in the open there for Dino to fire at. And then he's got an AMX-1375 in support. Does have to be careful here though, because he's quite deep into enemy territory and anybody would be able to flank around him at this point. Finds another IS-3, gets a great shot on him and then backs off again. Doing a great job of playing peekaboo here. Unfortunately, like I said, he doesn't really have very much support. His team's not doing particularly well on the hill, losing this game as they are 3 kills to 7. Gets a beautiful kill on that AC as he decides to back away. Left himself out in the open way too long. This IS-3 is lurking around trying to get a bit of damage on him. Unfortunately, he should know how difficult it is to damage a hull down IS-3, but luckily for him, he does manage to get a little bit of damage. Unfortunately, he takes a bit in return and gets his track taken off. Dino's going to be reloaded any second now, and he should get a little bit more damage on him. Very unfortunate there. I'm not actually sure where that shot went. It didn't seem like it hit, but it also didn't seem like it missed either. A little bit weird. T-25-2's flanked around to the side now. Dino's going to put his front armor on the target, try and turn aside some of those shots. Looks like some people are already raining fire down on this location. There isn't any artillery, so that's definitely from somebody who can see him. Like I said, he's got to play it carefully. He's got to be aware of this SU-100Y and this IS-3 to his left here. But he can't take his front armor off target from this T-25-2 here. Takes another bit of damage from somebody, not really sure who, as there's nobody in the area. That's a little bit strange, that shot. Not sure who it comes from, so Dino decides to advance. There we go. The E2 Sherman has made an appearance. So Dino going to do the only thing he can, which is close down this T-25-2. Doesn't waste a shot. And I think this E2 Sherman thinks that he took him out via shooting, so he pokes himself way out in the open, and Dino does the smart thing of just ramming the T-25-2 to death, and then he has his shot in the barrel waiting for the E2 Sherman, takes him out with ease, and that was a quick 2 kills there. There is a Tiger 1 in a sniping position up on that hill, and again, he's got to be careful. SU-100Y looks like he's backing off into the open field, and this IS-3 also looks like he wants to maybe have a try at this. Dino going to advance forward and maybe try and go over the rubble there to try and take out the SU-100Y. IS-3 doesn't want any part of this. Going to keep himself well hidden there, but he gets taken out by a Hellcat from the rear. And here we go, the SU-100Y spins himself around to look at Dino as he tries to make his way over the rubble here. Hopefully that Hellcat can come up big for him, and indeed he can. Hellcat doing a fantastic job of covering Dino's back here. Now they've still got possibly a Tiger 1 up on the hill sniping. Second IS-3 takes the Hellcat by surprise from across the way there. And this game's looking fairly even at the moment at 12 kills to 13. Finds the IS-3, has the gun elevation, rushes his shot because the Tiger 1 was backing off. I would have done exactly the same thing. Unfortunately, though, he missed, and this Tiger 1's going to have a reload. Unfortunately for him, he decided to shoot at the T-28 prototype, so that one didn't penetrate. You could see him twitch there as he was about to back off, but Dino lets loose and takes him out and picks up kill number 4. That just leaves an IS-3 and a T-34 versus the T-28 prototype and the IS-3 of Dino here. Trying to get out the way of this T-34, who has a shot on him. T-28 just blocking him a little bit there. T-28 has... how many hit points does he have? He's on full health, so this should be an easy case of the T-28 prototype hold their attention from this side, while Dino sneaks up behind and gets good shots on the both of them. But the T-28 prototype is taking some serious damage here. He gets a great hit on the IS-3. This T-28 prototype just needs to stay alive long enough for Dino to reload, and then he's going to be able to come in and help him out. T-34 has his shot and misses. Both of them doing the smart thing here of just charging down the T-28 prototype to get themselves out of the line of fire of Dino in his IS-3. T-28 prototype falls to the enemy IS-3, and Dino's got to be careful here. Doesn't want to get shot through the window, but also doesn't want to get flanked by either of these tanks, as that could spell a death sentence. Sets him up in a great side-scraping position. Has a shot at the T-34. Turns the T-34's shot aside as well. Doing the smart thing here, the enemy team, of just charging him down now. Dino should have the reload on the T-34, which indeed he does. And he's got enough hit points here to turn aside 2 shots. Uses his repair kit super quick there in order to fix his ammo rack, as he can't afford to be ammo racked at this point. Fires as quickly as possible to take out the T-34, and what he's got to do is he's got to pray for the gods of RNGesus now, as he can't afford to take a shot from this IS-3 and let it penetrate. Not really sure what the enemy IS-3 is doing. Maybe he's looking for a shot. Dino uses the opportunity, takes him out, picks up kill number 6, and the victory for his team. So absolutely awesome ending there to a great replay from Dino95, picking up over 5,000 points of damage, 6 kills, and a well-deserved Top Gun medal. So awesome replay from you. Thank you very much for sending that one in. Don't forget to stick around, because as always, the score screens and another game are coming right up. And our second replay of the day is from the user Dead Apple. That is Dead Apple, and he's driving the Hellcat on an encounter battle on Redshire. Hellcat being a tier 6 turreted tank destroyer for the Americans. It definitely lives up to its name, being a Hellcat. It is definitely possible and well capable of dishing out a lot of damage to the enemy team, and it's fast and it's mobile, it's agile, it's got a great cannon. It's just an all-round fantastic tier 6 tank or tank destroyer. So straight away, Dead Apple going to be allowing some of his team to just advance ahead of him, as the Hellcat is quite fast. If he just made a beeline before the cap circle, he'd probably be in a little bit of trouble, as this thing only has paper-thin armor all the way around it. But if you're using it correctly, you should really be taking very much damage from the enemy. The size of the gun mantlet on the front of it as well means that you are pretty successfully able to go hull down with this thing. And people can only really shoot you in the gun mantlet, which is just going to bounce most of the time. So just getting some eyes on the cap circle straight away. There's nobody really in this location. Haven't spotted anybody out just yet. Going to make a little drive through the cap circle. Not going to go for a base capture. Just going to head up that little hill there and see if you can spot anybody out here. Nobody making himself visible just yet. Calling for some assistance here, just to see if some of the allies can come help him out here. A couple of them making advances forward as well. The VK and that T-25 does spot out some guys on the right-hand flank there. KV-1S going full-on attack mode here. Can only see the very top of his turret there, so not going to risk a shot at that. Going to crest the hill just a little bit to see if he's got the gun depression to hit some of these guys. Does have a shot at the IS there. That one unfortunately just about missed. And then he has to pay attention to this left-hand side as some of the enemy tanks are making inroads there. The KV-1 very lucky to get a shot on the front armor there. That was pretty much all gun mantlet that was visible, but the KV-1 just managed to sneak a shot through the front armor there. Like I said, the front armor of this thing is paper thin. But the Allied team putting some pressure on the enemy here, making sure that they have to come forward and get to the cap circle, as there are 3 of them in there now, so there's less than a minute on the base capture, and Dead Apple just acting as a forward scout here, keeping eyes on anybody who might come forward and try and stop them. Finds an AT-2 out in the open as well. AT-2 turns around to have a look at the Panther M10 instead, and that's just going to allow Dead Apple shots right at his weak spot all day long. AT-2 backs off a little bit, thinking that makes him safe, but it doesn't. And Dead Apple picks up kill number 1. Couple of heavy tanks now making a beeline across the field for the gap circle. Feeling a little bit confident that they can't really stop to have shots at him. As if they stop to shoot at him, then the Allied team is going to complete this base capture in just 6 seconds to go. 4 seconds to go. Are they going to be able to complete it this early on? No, they are not. Or else this would make a pretty damn crappy replay, if you ask me. 30 seconds now on the cap circle as the enemy team bears down on them and starts to get some kill shots. KV-3 still threatening really close in there now, but it looks like they are starting to reset this one. Looks like Dead Apple has gone artillery hunting. Has found this M6 here, but I don't think the M6 realises what kind of danger he's in. I don't think he knows that the Hellcat is in this position. I don't think he realises that he's been flanked all the way around to his right-hand side. Dead Apple just having a look around, seeing if he can find the artillery, and if he can't find the artillery, seeing if there's anybody lingering on this right-hand flank. There was a Hellcat and a KV-2 last spotted over here, but they're definitely going to be making a beeline for the encounter cap circle here, as that is definitely the smart thing to do. Thinking that the artillery may have moved up, considering that they had secured that right-hand flank, but nobody found out here, so Dead Apple going to be heading back over to the left-hand side now. Going to try and spot out this M6 and also still find the artillery. Cresting up the hill, seeing if he can get this Hummel caught out in the open somewhere. Does find the Hummel to the left. I don't think the Hummel realises. Oh, there we go. His gun changes location, realises that he's been found now. Dead Apple gets a great shot onto him now, and this Hummel's got to fire or he is dead. There we go. Able to take out the Hummel for kill number 2 now, but it looks like the enemy team has been able to pressure the cap circle enough now, has chased everybody out of that, and are now starting their own base capture. Having a look for that M6, it looks like he has made tracks now towards the cap circle, abandoned his position here, which means that Dead Apple is going to be able to get free shots on his rear armor. Don't think that he's been found out here, because the M6 has turned around but hasn't had a shot. That one almost certainly hit, although the M6 was in the fog of war. Going to pop around the other side of the building now just to see if we can spot this M6. M6 camo rating way too strong at the moment though. Looks like the M6 has revealed himself now though, and takes another big chunk of damage through his face. And Dead Apple going to drop back, relocate, and then try and get another shot from a different position. M6 fired, but he's been taken out now, and Dead Apple picks up kill number 3. With the M6 dead now, the game is not very even. The enemy team is winning 12 kills to 9. Does have a shot on this KV-3 now as he climbs the hill very, very slowly. There should be a nice chunk of damage for Dead Apple, electing to stay in this location, although the KV-3 has moved out of his render range now, so he's going to have to close some of this distance down. KV-3 vanishes away now. That Tiger P is still in the cap circle. Tags to the left for the Allies are still pretty capable of carrying this game. Does get a nice shot on the KV-3 there, but that one just bounced on the very, very trollish armor of this KV-3. Risks a shot just as he's disappearing behind a rock. Unfortunately, that one just about missed, and then the KV-3 is able to take out the AMX M445. And this is now 13 kills to 10. How many hit points has the Tiger P got? No idea, because he is out of render range. Luckily though, Dead Apple hasn't taken a lot of damage. He's still got over 450 hit points left, but it's still going to be a pretty big hill to climb as there is 5 enemy tanks. I don't think they realise where he is as well. So he's going to be flanking around the right-hand flank. He knows that there's nobody way on that right-hand flank because he had a look there earlier. So this Hellcat, this KV-2 is certainly going to be somewhere else. Got to be careful though, because with the speed of that KV-2, he probably hasn't gotten very far. Although actually, with how far we are into this game, he could be already in the cap circle. Just having a quick look around, not finding anybody out here. I'm not sure if he has got Sixth Sense. You see, just switching up to premium ammunition here because he needs to carry this game. They do have a Tiger P left down in the south, but he is dueling with the enemy's Tiger P, and we're not 100% sure what hit points he's got. Probably not very many because he's been taken out. This is now Dead Apple versus 5 tanks, KV-3 Tiger P, KV-2 Hellcat and a T-34. Looks like at least 2 of these tanks are in the cap circle. It's only really the KV-3 and the Tiger P. Well, actually the KV-2 is probably going to prove quite a bit of a threat as well, because this KV-2 is capable of one-shotting a Hellcat no matter how many hit points he's got. He's able to land a good hit. That's going to be curtain. Spots the T-34, takes out the T-34. Now he's just got 4 more tanks to take out. Almost certainly going to be spotted there, so whoever's in the cap circle is going to be turning to face him, which indeed it was the KV-2. KV-2 fires randomly into the distance there. I'm not really sure what's going on. Dead Apple's almost certainly going to be counting in his head because he's got at least 20 seconds now before this KV-2 reloads, and he's going to carousel around him a little bit, gets another shot through his rear armor. And even if the KV-2 is reloaded, he's pointed in completely the wrong direction. This is going to be an easy kill in the end for Dead Apple, and now it's just him versus 3 more tanks. Still got this KV-3, Tiger P and Hellcat. Deciding not to stay in the cap circle now. As he backs out, he realises that there is somebody on the other side of this ridge as the cap points are ticking up. Not sure who that's going to be. It's going to be the KV-3, takes him out. And that's kill number 6 and a well-deserved Top Gun medal. Now he's got to just fight against this Tiger P. Tiger P rushes his shot. Unfortunately, that one just bounced on his very thick turret armor. Hellcat comes around from behind. Hellcat misses his shot. Dead Apple doesn't. Picks up kill number 7. Now he's just got to worry about this Tiger P. If he can track him up in the air like that, decides not to go for the track, goes for the damage instead. Tiger P misses his shot again, goes for a little bit of ram, but Dead Apple dodges that one. Does take a hit from the Tiger P, but I think he knows that he's got the reload on him, so he's just going to sit there, keep his gun on target, take his shot, take the win, and that is kill number 8, a well-deserved Radley Walters medal, 3,000 points of damage, and an absolutely blinding game played there by Dead Apple, waiting in the wings until it seemed like it was too late, but then springing into action and carrying his team to victory. So absolutely awesome replay from you. Thank you very much for sending that one in. Don't forget, guys, if you've got yourself a great replay, send that into replay@screenreality.com. Link for that is in the description. Just to attach the replay file or the link to the What Replay website where I can have a look at your replay. If you enjoyed this video, found it useful, informative, you liked it, or you learned something, then think about hitting that subscribe button, because there's a lot more World of Tanks content on this channel. I've been Maxwell, this has been World of Tanks, and I will catch you guys next time.